dear friends. Welcome to part 5 of the great epic, the Ramayan. Here we see how Ravan was defeated and Ram was coronated as King of Ayodhya. In part 4, we closed with the building of the Ram Setu by the army of apes. They joined India to Lanka, because of which Ram, Lakshman, Vibhishan, Sugriv could all march to Lanka along with their armies. But Ravan had a big army too, and a fierce battle ensued. The battle went on for 7 days. Every time Ram cut down Ravan's head with his arrow, a new head cropped up. Until finally, Ram had to use the Brahmastra, or the arrow of Lord Brahma. With this, he could pierce Ravan's heart and kill Ravan. So finally, after 7 days, Ravan was killed. Vibhishan, Ravan's brother, was crowned king of Lanka. Sita was rescued, and the 14-year exile was over. We celebrate this day as Dasara or Vijayadashmi, the victory of good over evil. Ram now brings Sita back to Ayodhya. They set forth on their journey, which took them 21 days from Lanka to Ayodhya. When the rightful king and queen set foot on the soil of Ayodhya, there is celebration and rejoicing all around. The entire kingdom is lit with beautiful lamps decorating the streets, the houses, and all the citizens are happy to have their king back with them. This day we celebrate as Diwali, or the festival of lights. Diwali signifies victory of light over darkness, hope over despair, goodness over evil, and knowledge over ignorance. Now, Sita wants to prove her chastity to the people of Ayodhya, and so she decides to take the Agni Pariksha, or the test of fire. She plunges herself into fire and comes out unscathed to prove her chastity. Ram and Sita are finally crowned king and queen of Ayodhya. Ram rules the kingdom wisely. Food and shelter, water and fodder are in plenty. Everybody is happy, including the trees and animals. This was truly Ram Rajya. The people of Ayodhya are enjoying unprecedented happiness and prosperity under the rule of their beloved King Ram. But there are still some people in Ayodhya who refuse to believe in Sita's purity. Ram is terribly hurt by this, but he is a principled ruler and he wants to keep all his subjects happy. So what does he do? He is forced to send Sita back into the forest on another exile. Sita now lives in the ashram of Rishi Valmiki. Here she gives birth to twin boys, Love and Kush. As days go by, the little boys grow up into strong, fearless, and brave young men. Now Ram decides to perform the Ashwamedh Yajna. What is the Ashwamedh Yajna? A king would send his horse along with his trusted soldiers to traverse the length and breadth of his kingdom to prove his sovereignty over the lands. When Love and Kush come to know of Ram's Ashwamedh Yajna, they decide to challenge him. They go and attack the soldiers and defeat all their three uncles, Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughna. And they take Hanuman prisoner. When Ram hears of this, he is very upset and wages a war with his own sons without knowing they are his sons, and he defeats them. When Rishi Valmiki hears of this, he is shocked, and so is Sita. At Valmiki's behest, Sita takes the two boys and proceeds to Ayodhya. She introduces the boys to their father. Can you imagine Ram's feelings when he meets his sons for the first time? He is ecstatic, filled with joy. But to her great dismay, Sita finds that there are still some people in Ayodhya who refuse to believe in her purity. She is heartbroken. She decides to go back from where she came, that is, Mother Earth. She prays to Mother Earth and asks her to take her back. And then Mother Earth opens up and takes Sita into her bosom. Ram too is heartbroken and very sad, but he has to fulfill his duty as king, and so he rules the kingdom for many years. Finally, he too takes Samadhi in the river Sharayu along with his three brothers. Now, what is Samadhi? Samadhi is the state of intense meditation when a yogi leaves his body and becomes one with his creator. Thus, Ram leaves this world and goes back to Vaikuntha in his original form of Lord Vishnu. Here, he meets Sita in the form of Lakshmi, who is Vishnu's wife. So you see, in this incarnation as Shri Ram, Lord Vishnu takes a human form and goes through an entire lifetime. The main purpose of this incarnation is to demonstrate the path of righteousness and dharma to all living creatures. Ram, as we have seen, is the ideal human being. He is an ideal king, an ideal son, ideal brother, and ideal ruler, and therefore he is known as Maryada Purushottam because of his exemplary life. With this, we have finally come to the end of the Ramayan, the journey of Lord Ram. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Until next time then, bye-bye. So that's all, folks. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, share with your friends and subscribe.